Traders, good morning. Candace with the inspiration this morning. Happy Monday. This week will be one of our greatest weeks ever. Jay, Kim, Candace, good to see you guys in here this morning. The market has been absolutely hot. No other way to put it. We've been seeing a rebound like no others. In fact, the Dow futures were pointing to a strong gain at Monday's open as investors continue to bet on an economic progress as states enter various stages of reopening. So New York City begins the process on Monday. The Dow on Friday capped a strong week, surging 829 points or nearly 3.2%, as that was May's shocking jobs gains. So the Nasdaq rose 2%, hitting an all-time intraday high Friday, but closing shy of February's record, and the S&P gained 2.6%. So guys, this rebound's been absolutely massive. SPY's already up at nearly where it was before all this stuff even happened. It's in at 320s right now. Absolutely crazy. CoinFox, PTLA, brother. What's going on, man? Hope you had a good weekend. So, guys, last week, what were we seeing? And we were seeing, at the end of the week, crazy volume. As some would say, Robin Hooders coming out and just buying anything and everything. Friday, I did not do the stream. I was trading XSPA in pre-market. XSPA was absolutely wild, and as well as HTZ. Hertz was absolutely insane in pre-market. So, volatility trading, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. Grass game, absolutely, man. Killing it. It's been dry over here, though, so have a few little rough patches, man. You got to teach me how to do it. All right, before we get into it, Candace, I believe that you were the one who was going over VISL last week, and I pulled this one up as I normally do. At the end of the day, I like to kind of review some of these trades that we were going over. And what area did we have marked off on VISL that ended up being the top? Candace, you read my mind. VISL, absolutely. So, VISL, when we were going over this, you remember we were talking about this ceiling being at $1.50. And that is doing what? Looking left of the chart, as we always do. We do three different types of analysis, that being one. And honestly, the most important in my opinion. Always looking left and getting an idea of the past chart history. I was thinking about you, Candace, when VISL tapped that 150. So this is why we always do past chart history analysis. Hit 150 and ended up being the ceiling that it was. And then just faded throughout the day. So not a bad short on that, if you guys had the short form. All right, this morning, what are we looking at? We got a few plays that I want to go over. You guys know there are a few plays this morning that are have all the volume. We do the volume analysis, trader analysis. We do fundamental analysis and past chart history, technical analysis. So, let's go ahead and pull some of these up this morning. What is our leading gapper this morning? If you guys are new to the stream, we got our gap up watch list, top left, gap down watch list under that, bear scan watch list. So these are stocks overbought. Our market summary way over here, and these are intensity scanners. These four over here, so these are moves that just are very quick, very fast. And that's kind of how I trade these days. Very fast moves. All right, so let's go ahead and get into ENOB. That is our leading gapper this morning up on the gap up watch list. You guys note on the float, 14 million in the float right now. This one is at the moment going a little bit sideways, a little bit under VWAP at the moment, volume weighted average price. It's really my only intraday indicator, volume weighted average price on the stocks. So let's go ahead and go over ENOB. What's happening here? Let's take a look at the fundamentals. It already has the volume. As you guys know, it closed on Friday at roughly $4 and hit a high in pre-market already at $19.46. So this stock, absolutely insane right now. Going over the PR, they announced a successful completion of FDA Interact meaning initial target engagement for regulatory advice meeting for a potential cure for HIV. And I went in here, dug into the PRs, and oftentimes what I'll do is look for a CEO statement, see what he said. CEO said, all right, CEO said the novel approach we are pursuing has the potential, keyword, to overcome the challenges of engraftment commonly encountered by others in the field. So you guys already know where I'm headed with this. While still, another key word, while still early. This is the CEO saying this. While still early. Thus far, the data has exceeded our expectations. So, yeah, I mean, this doesn't even leading to a pre-ND submission in 2021. So those are, yeah, Coin. That's exactly what I see right when I look at this. I'm very surprised already at the amount of volume that has come into this. That's really sent this above all key levels of resistance. Looking at its past chart history, I am very shocked where this is because those are the words I see. I see potential, and I see the CEO saying this is early. So there's nothing concrete here. Absolutely nothing concrete here. This is all anticipation. But this is how stocks move. They do what? They are bought off of anticipation. The saying goes, buy the rumor, sell the news. So when the news actually drops in 2021, this stock will probably turn back into a penny stock. It smells like a prime target for an intraday offering. Yeah, absolutely, Coin. That's still on my bucket list. I have not been a short, part of a short on something that has come out with an offering. So ENOB does not have shorts at CMEG. ENOB, I look for locates as well because I did like this one for a short. But no shorts for allocation available. They're all eaten up. All of them eaten up. So ENOB, this one, understand this is our leading gap for this morning. This is where volume is. The news, the fundamental analysis that we just went over is fluff. It's on potential data that won't really be concrete until 2021. CEO even said this is very early. So very surprising. People are just, I guess, really anxious to get a cure for HIV out there. Oh, boy. All right. So let's go over a few more plays this morning. ENOB, that's our leading gapper. SPCB is our next gapper, but that one's already faded. It's already selling on off. We're not going over that. It's dead at the moment. As well as CHK, that one. If anything, I'd be more short biased on it. But it is a 9 million float, so never mind. CHK is a little overbought, but when they're highlighted blue, guys, for those of you who are new, highlighted blue means low float. Highlighted yellow means tiny float. Over here, AINC, tiny float, 1 million. If it's highlighted blue, it's going to be very low float. And yellow is like essentially nano cap. So I avoid those on the short side for the most part because I have a tough time managing risk when stocks are moving that quick. And that's just me personally. Some people are okay at them. But as day traders, we are managers of risk, so we have to set parameters in which that are going to allow us really to trade these properly. All right, next one. This one's a tiny one. Tiny play SINO. I'm almost certain this is a shipping company. Yeah, shipping company. I remember... usually come fall, like, and around September to November-ish, these shippers like to move. So keep that in mind. SINO, DRYS, a lot of these shipping companies in that sector, they like to get going. Right now, SINO, this one got my attention because despite it just being on the gap up watch list right now, it is holding this kind of like a flag right here. It's not a flag pattern. So it is holding right now. Here's our support. So just make sure you're watching that. But guys, remember how I always say the 20-cent mark is a magic number? Guess what it hit? 120. 120 is always a magic number. When these things break whole dollars, 20 cents usually holds up. That's kind of my over-under plan if I'm long on it. If I'm short, I wait for it to hit that number pretty quick. Let's take a look at its history here. Yeah, tops and ship, Candace, absolutely. Those are shippers as well. I don't know if they're all moving. Is the whole sector moving this morning? Tops is moving. They may have just come out with an offering or something. 31 cents down to 15. Yeah, they came out with an offering. Dang. Speaking of offerings, CoinFox. Yeah, so Tops is moving. Not exactly and Ship is moving. Interesting. Yeah, you'll notice that this sector kind of does move together like that. Man. All right, so SINO, volume's lightening up a little bit. If we do want to see this one end up breaking this flag, we're going to need to see volume similar to this that came into up 100,000 shares or so. React, guys. React. Don't predict volume coming in. We want to react to where the volume is, what it's doing, not trying to predict if it's going to come in, where it's going. All right, so SINO, not a bad pattern here. The rest of the sector, not looking too good. SINO, they might come out with an offering. Today might be just offering day. ENOB, SINO, we'll see. We shall see. But SINO, what do they come out with? Let's go over the fundamentals real quick. They saw an agreement adding about $12 million in revenue annually. So, is ESEA moving too? The heck? Yeah, ESEA is a shipper as well. No, that one's... See what Dries is doing. Is Dries even a stock anymore? They probably went into the OTC market. DRYS a couple years ago went from like $1 to $100. It was insane. And that was around the fall to winterish time. And the next year, I think it was ESCA. Yep, here it is. From a few bucks, $10 to 30. Yep, so we'll watch for that sector again come fall and winterish. About September. All right, let's go ahead and go over... I got HTZ down as well. Let's see if that one's still holding the trend. HTZ. This is Hertz. Company Hertz. All right, here's the trend that HTZ is on right now. In the last few days, this one has been holding this trend. It hit an all-time low. Now these stocks have been rebounding. 76 cents it was at, and now we're starting to see a rebound, 76 cents. Now, Hertz is a reputable company. You know, this is a company that had been trading, 15 to 20 bucks before all this crap happened with the virus. So, reputable company, just got hit hard. Things are rebounding right now. This one is kind of on this trend right now. It is somewhat of a steep trend, and we know the steeper the trend, the weaker that trend is going to hold. So it could form a new trend, but let's just keep it on watch. You see HTC tried to fail this trend line this morning and is trying to get back above it. But this is what it has been holding. So just keep that in mind, HTZ. This is a company that did see a lot of volume come into it on Friday. Kind of faded throughout the day. Not surprising at all. Seeing a little bit of a gap up this morning as the stock is trying to look for some continuation as the overall market sentiment. That's the direction that we're heading. So HTZ, keep that on watch. And then I do have one short this morning that I like that I'm watching as well. And this is on, guess what watch list? The Bear Scan watch list. Our leading stock on the Bear Scan watch list, overbought stocks. This is GCI. All right, GCI, very strong day on Friday. It did form a flag. This is almost a symmetrical triangle flag here. It ended up holding it, getting a little bit of a pop here in after hours around 4:55 on Friday. But if we extend this trend line over, extend to the right, it is actually holding this level. You guys know the shorts I look at, I like for it to be very light on volume. You guys are like, well, where's the volume at? It's just the opposite of the longs. With longs, such as SINO, in that bull flag pattern, you need volume to come into it. to break out of that pattern. But with shorts, we want less volume because we want the only traders to be in it to be either shorts like us coming into it and people who were in it on Friday that are long and underwater. Guys underwater on this will be from about 307 to 342, and then in after hours here as well. So we just want the volume that comes into this just to essentially be people profit taking at the start of the day. Now, the overall market's looking strong. This is a stock that has been oversold on the daily, but overbought intraday. We see this abnormal move, huge amounts of volume coming into it, 50 plus million shares traded. Brad, it's 9:16, Brad. What are you doing? I'm going to assume you've been in here since 9 o'clock. What's up, man? Hope you had a good weekend. Ready to slay it this morning. So GSI, that's what I'm looking for. That's what we look for. We look for it to be light on volume, overbought prior days, and to see some profit taken at the start of the day. And Brad, the other ones we were looking at this morning, ENOB is our leading gapper. That one is already fading. There's no... if you guys have shorts or know of a broker that has shorts, let me know. I'm sure IB does. Probably Centerpoint. But they all got eaten up at CMEG. All got eaten up. So ENOB, Brad, essentially this stock came out with potential news for a potential cure for HIV. CEO said that they're early. So nothing concrete there at all. All excitement, anticipation there. And then SINOs are shipper and a bull flag this morning in pre-market. That is already failing that. And HTZ is on a nice long trend. So that's what I'm looking at this morning, guys. Any questions at all? We have a few minutes left. Brad, you know I'm gonna pick you out when you know I'm gonna call you out when you come in here at 9:16, as I always do. Sleeping on me. Yeah, man, market's looking good. So yeah, guys, gonna be a solid day today. That's what we're looking at this morning. As we know, Mondays we wait. Most traders wait and kind of get an idea where the dust is going to settle. I don't think it's going to be ENOB. Really don't. I don't think that's where most volume is going to go. So maybe it's STNE. What's going on there? STNE. No. No volume here on STNE, but it's not a bad looking play here. Here's the trend we're on, Kim. It's a little off of it right now. About roughly 38. Yeah, it's getting a little steep. I wouldn't mind this for a short. I'd want a fast move out of the gate, though. Want some volume to move into it. Yeah, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pretty solid green days back to back. Yeah, fast moves. That's what we look for. Faster the move, weaker the trend. Whether that's on the long side or the short side. That's what we look for. Yeah, HTZ's recovering kind of well after that sell-off right there to try to break the trend, but that is why I always play the over-under rule, guys. Always, always, always. Because oftentimes these things, they do break, and then they'll turn into fake-out breakouts, and we have all been there. Don't tell me you haven't. We have all been there. All right, yep, so here's the trend HTZ's on. Let's just be mindful of that. 350-ish resistance. And solid $3 support at this point. Holding this trend now. So, all right, guys, that is going to be it for this morning. Hope you guys kill it. Predefine that risk, manage that risk, and it's going to be a solid day today. So, we will see you all first thing tomorrow morning.